Hey y'all, welcome back to a video with Hey It's Anna. So, got an issue, okay? Most of y'all know that we live in Florida. Most of y'all know my baby, right here. She's homeschooled. Now, with that being said, where I went to school and however many schools I have attended over my years, so I've attended probably 4, okay? I have always learned that when you're learning temperatures and stuff, you learn Fahrenheit. Now, with the curriculum that she's learning, and that, where'd she go with the headphones? She will learn this curriculum enough. We have figured out that we think it's not an American-made curriculum. Because whoever created this has confused my kids. One point, we have to take pictures of her assignments and turn them in as to show proof that she's doing it, okay? And I went to turn in one of her worksheets, and it was lesson 4.05 in science. Well, I clicked on it to make sure I had the right worksheet, and the preview of the picture of her worksheet said 3.03. Now, we know whoever made this content did not make sure that they put the right picture to the assignments in the correct spot. If you're turning in 4.05, you should turn in 4.05, not 3.03. Now, with that being said, like I said, we all live in Florida. We're attending school in Florida, and she's learning Florida curriculum, or supposed to, according to the Sunshine State standards, which ain't it right now. Whoever made this and learning the curriculum is wrong, because this entire time she's had to learn the curriculum for Celsius. We don't do Celsius. So if you're going to school, make sure that what y'all learned in a brick and mortar school is what you're used to, because this is confusing my child. We've always taught her degrees Fahrenheit, but you can also compare it to Celsius, but it's harder to convert. Now,
foreign measurement.
Right, it is a foreign measurement to us. Some people learn it that way, and if you can learn it that way and it's easier for you, kudos, great, awesome, I applaud you, because I damn sure can't. Now, like I said, make sure it's what you know. Or what you know is what you've learned. I said that backwards. I've learned a lot of things that I'm having to teach her that is apparently not correct with what's on here.
Yeah, because now we're teaching our children totally different.
Yeah.
They were taught,
right.
Whatever.
This ain't brick and paper like we grew up with. This is different.
This is what the world's coming to. This is what they're indoctrinating.
They're rushing. What we're doing nowadays is basically putting your kids on a computer in hopes they're going to learn something and comprehend it and keep it anchored in their brain so they can be smart, and rush them off to college in hopes they have the brains or the brain capacity to get through a college curriculum and be geniuses and excel through it. And if you can do that, great. But up until, 2020, I'm used to being in school, being on books, whatever. I thought homeschooling in the very beginning, having kids nowadays like it used to be, you would go up to the school, you would get the assignments, and then you would turn them in at the end of the week for your child and get them every week. No. It's a computer-based situation, and they're expecting the kids to stare at the screen for however long a day, whatever, to do this.
But yeah, screen time is dangerous.
So whatever. Now, when she first started online school, we were going to put her on K-12, which is a basically nationwide learning platform. I can't get the word out of my mouth. No, it's not pre-K. It was K through 12, which means kindergarten through 12th grade. Okay, now, we took her out of K-12 after the first week of being in there because of a certain teacher mistreating my child, and I will not have that. And I'm pretty sure as a parent, whoever watches my videos, you don't want anybody mistreating your child. I'm pretty sure that nobody wants their child mistreated. Okay, so we withdrew her, and we put her in Florida Virtual School, where she only has to turn in one assignment per subject, one week at a time. She don't have to do 10 subjects or whatever. She has to do her math, science, language arts, and social studies. I don't know why they don't include reading or nothing like that. She doesn't do spelling, or she hasn't this entire time from kindergarten to now 2nd grade.
We've had to teach her how to spell.
We've had to teach her how to spell. We've had to teach her how to write. We've had to teach her everything, which is normal. But in school, you would think that you would have to teach your child spelling at least. Like, you would get spelling sheets and do spelling tests and what else? What?
And a lot of other stuff.
And vocabulary words.
Yeah, they don't do vocabulary words in this platform. Nothing like that. But whoever's doing this curriculum, y'all need to make sure that you are assigning vocabulary words, spelling words, and the tests that go along with those, I guess, subjects. Include reading. Reading is not included on Florida Virtual School.
People?
I don't care if you're in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Washington, all the way across the states. I don't care where you're located. But if you're doing online schooling, make sure that your child knows a lot of things that they're not going to learn online, because it's not worth the stress of trying to figure out how they're going to get it. What?
People, pay very close attention to what your children are being taught. Because it has changed completely. Your children are not being taught general education like they need to be. In other words, we've got foreign implemented into it with the Celsius and different stuff that we've noticed with our daughter's schooling. They are teaching them backwards. They're stuff that you learned in 5th grade, you're now having to learn in 3rd grade or 2nd grade. And pay close attention, people, to what your children are being taught. Because something not good is going on.
And we say that with the lightest notion to say that she's learned regrouping with rods and units in the 2nd grade. She started doing rods and regrouping in the 1st grade, which is not what we grew up doing. Now, I know times are different, but you shouldn't be rushing your kids to learn all this and stressing them out. Teachers on Florida Virtual School will quickly, and I mean quickly, count off for things that the child is not used to doing. 1st grade, rods and regrouping, and whatever else, and already subtracting. You shouldn't be necessarily doing a lot of subtracting or adding in the 1st grade, but getting the bases down, like 1 plus 1 and 2 plus 2. But at the same time, she's having to do hundreds and how to redo word problems. It's confusing to her, and she stresses out. And I know she's special needs, and she's got her thing where, she'll tick or whatever, but with this and the grading rubrics and everything else, it makes it harder. So if you're a parent doing homeschool education and you got to teach your kids certain things, make sure you are aware of what you learned in a brick and mortar school or however you learned it. Make sure what you know is what your kids know, because nowadays it's not enough and the teachers count off for the things that they don't understand. She likes doing rods and units because she can play with the blocks and build certain numbers. And we play games with her, these little collectibles she gets at the store, and we use those as so many numbers and so many groups or whatever. Okay? She's even having to learn weather patterns, and she's only in 2nd grade. So, while I'm doing this and while we're trying to finish everything, I just wanted y'all aware of this long-ass video. Teach your kids well. Have patience with them, because this is rushing them off to college, and it's not working for a lot of people. And the teacher counts off for every little thing, so...
And foreign aspects of education do not belong in United States educational curriculum.
Because not only does it confuse them, but they're not ready for it. So, it's not that we have anything against the foreign people or the foreign mind. We just don't want to learn foreign things unless we're doing foreign travels.
We live in the United States, period, point blank.
So, I don't mind the foreign aspect. I just don't want to teach my child that while they're trying to process and learn the beginning of certain things. I don't want them learning Celsius if they're just now learning the temperature and it's got to be in Fahrenheit. I don't want them learning how to regroup things if they hadn't even started learning how to add the simple numbers yet. So, while this video has been a long rant, I just want y'all to know if you're doing online school in the U.S., make sure it's the curriculum that you have already learned, and make sure your kids don't stress out trying to figure it out, because there's so much to this that is not okay.
And the point is, our daughter last year in first grade just started doing adding and subtraction up to like 10 or 20 or 50 or something like that.
It was 120. She had to add 120 or count to 120 just last year.
Okay, well then in kindergarten, she started with just basic 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, stuff like that. She went from that to the very next year, she was expected to know how to add and subtract triple digits.
Yeah.
Triple digits.
And then
now, this year, she's having to regroup and do multiple equations to get answers in second grade. Something's wrong with this, folks.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't even taught the general educational steps from 1 plus 1 on up. She was taught single digit addition and very little subtraction. And then the very next year, it was multiple digit addition and multiple digit subtraction. There was no steps up to that. There was no teaching. There was no curriculum that stepped up to learning those aspects of math.
Nope. And here's a major before I end this video. You're the parent of the child homeschooling. We get that. But just know that when you are homeschooling, you are the teacher. The teacher behind the curriculum is not going to help you. Now, they will help you they will guide you a little bit, but like my neighbor next door, she had her stepdaughter at one point before she went back to brick and mortar school. She started Florida virtual school because she couldn't keep up in the regular school system. So she went to online schooling. She came to me for help because I've already been through the algebra. I've already been through the calculus and the whatever else and geometry. So she came to me for help. I was able to help her, but there was one problem that I could not remember, so I had to look at a Facebook friend who was my previous teacher. I had to ask her for help because I couldn't break the problem down. Now, with that being said, when this child contacted her teacher, or the teacher contacted this child, and the parent gave me permission to talk to her, the teacher wanted to call my phone and bless me out because I helped her. The teacher said, your neighbor can't help you, your mom can't help you, I'm not going to help you, but I am your teacher. Nobody can help you. So, I did what I thought was best. I contacted somebody who knew how to solve it in a different round or a different spout than I did, and got the correct answer. And we wrote the problem, broke it down step by step. And she said, how did you get that answer? She said, we had help. We had a tutor. The teacher still blessed us out because she got help, and she didn't do it by herself because she didn't know the answer right off the bat. Learning online. The teacher, or the instructor rather, telling her the directions, because that's all she really did, she said, I'm calling your mom. She said, go ahead and call her. So what did I do? I jumped on the phone with the mother. And I said, look, this is what the teacher said. This is what I did. This is who I reached out to. And this is what's going to happen because she's about to call you. Just be prepared. She's about to call you. So the mother took up for the stepdaughter and she said, look, I've got this. I'm glad you told me. I'm glad you recorded the conversation. I'm glad you reached out for help. And I sent her pictures of the teacher's messages that I reached out to. So these teachers on here will quickly, and I mean, they would jump it like real quick. And I'm going to put it in comparison. They will jump on you being in trouble quicker than stank on shit. Okay? And that's an old saying. Forgive me.
They will throw you, your child, the student.
They will throw everybody on the bus.
Out under the bus.
They want to be top notch. They want to pretend they're God and they're not. So if you watch us all the way through, just understand, if you're doing online learning and you are the teacher as the parent,
please teach them.
Yeah, please teach them, because these kids are not learning as they should. The teacher does not want to help them. They're just there to sit there for the grades, to show that they've done the teaching, and they're there for the paycheck. And that is me being honest.
And they expect these students to know this stuff without any help whatsoever.
They expect y'all to know it. I've got friends on TikTok that live in Orlando, and they have reached out for the public's help because the teacher's not doing anything, but they're quick to get the kid in trouble with their parents. And I told that parent, I said, look, this is what my daughter's doing. She's going through the same stuff. And the teacher is quick to tell her that that is not right because they want the teacher's answer on that paper. If the teacher's not teaching them, then what are you here for? Quit cutting a paycheck and teach the kids. This ain't volunteer work. So, this has been an almost 16-minute video. I'm ending it here. Enough for preaching. I just want y'all to know
the teachers aren't on the same page either.
No, that they're not.
One rule and the other will tell you that's not a rule.
That's right. But with that being said, I'm done preaching. Y'all watch this all the way through. It's been a video with Head Santa for ranting and raving almost 17 minutes in. I'm going to rant and rave in another video. So until then, don't forget to like, share, subscribe on my videos. I will see y'all in the next clip. Peace.